Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello there. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just perfectly.
Perfect. Good deal.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to move the little table so that way you can actually see the board, not, the angle you're at now.
Sure.
But while I'm doing that, I can listen. Do you have any questions for me tonight before we get started?
I don't have any questions. This is my first time on.
Okay.
So I don't know what questions to ask yet.
That is just fine. Any real estate questions are...
Well, you know what? I actually do have a question. Do you say your name, Tenley?
Henley, yep.
Tenley. I am just finishing up course 1.
Beautiful.
So, yep. In fact, my hours are used up and I have got like maybe 10 pages left. But do I need to test after course 1?
There is, so after every course, there is a proctored exam. And I believe you get 3 tries on those proctored exams. Then once you get started in those, you have to pass at least course 1 to be able to take the licensure test. I recommend at least getting halfway through course 2 before you take it.
Okay.
But after that, as soon as you pass the course 1 proctored exam, you're good to go for the licensure exam.
Okay. Because
according to their requirements.
Okay. I was talking to Jessica on last week, Tuesday, and she was saying that now, because of COVID, they've changed some things, but she kind of recommended that I do it after course 3.
I think that course 3 is going to be a little long to wait. Give me 2 seconds. Somebody just texted me here for City Group.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. I'll run and grab him in a second, but I think course 3 is a little long to wait because nothing in course 3 is on the test.
Okay.
So you want to keep that stuff fresh. I would at least do it after course 2.
Okay. And then this proctored exam that I would take, is that like, how many questions is that? I mean, and I can ask Jessica this too.
I don't remember how many questions. I want to say 60.
Okay. And is there a study guide for that?
Not an official one. What I would do is go through your definitions, go through the terms, and then any of the practice questions. Do you have any books?
Yeah, I have them all.
Okay, then go through all of those and you will be more than prepared.
Okay.
Let me go grab Darren real fast and I'll be back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Do you need coffee or something?
Oh, no, thanks.
Okay, I was gonna say, always help yourself to whatever's there. Okay, all right. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome, you look ready. All right, I've got, okay, all it says is LP on your computer screen.
Oh, yeah, Lori Preston.
Okay, do you like to go by LP or Lori?
You know what? Most people call me LP, so LP is fine.
Perfect, that's great. I just always double check because sometimes Zoom names end up funny. Okay, and Kaylee, how are you, dear? Maybe.
Hi, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
You too. Okay. Are you guys ready for math?
Always.
Always ready,
math.
huh?
Yo.
Okay.
I'll stay muted.
You'll see me. Oh boy. You are just fine. Okay, so we are going to do a couple. So the first one we're going to talk about is Darren, when we were talking before, capitalization rate was what I was going to touch on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember, and all of a sudden I'm like, I think that was it, but I don't. Oh Lord, I couldn't remember anything. Okay. So because I was running late, I did not print off my stuff. It's on my computer. So those of you on Zoom, if you have a question, sorry, the chat is not going to be the spot for you tonight. Just speak up. And if you can't see anything that I'm writing on the board, also tell me. But I have my computer stuff up over, but you should be able to at least see me. Can you guys still see me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Great. Okay, so who can tell me what a capitalization rate is? Let's start there. Oh, not everybody at once.
Right? Is that when you are doing a calculation for what, like if you're going to buy a warehouse or some kind of a building where you have multiple rents or incomes? Is that, am I on the right?
Kind of, it doesn't have to be multiple.
But it's where you get rent.
It is an investment property. So yes, it could be rent, it could be income from that property in some form or another. So what they say, with the definition that they have here, an investment property, in investment property, the capitalization rate is the amount the investor makes and takes home as income on the property. Knowing the capitalization rate helps an investor figure income and keep cash flow positive. So to figure out capitalization rate, who knows what the formula is? It's a pretty simple formula if you know it.
Is it the one like value? And then you have your GRM times your rent? No, obviously not.
Could
That one.
okay, so I kind of play off of a number of different tools just because I want you guys to be able to fully understand it, not just
Yeah.
keep using the same thing. So that might be. I'm actually going to just write up here what they say it is. It is net operating income divided by the purchase price. This one doesn't work either. Can you guys read that? Okay.
Okay. Can you get like a darker one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little light.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that the board is disgustingly dirty. So yeah, I'll use black, not a problem. Okay, so let's do an example. You have an income generating rental property that costs you $500,000. Okay. It brings in 50 grand in rent. However, it costs $15,000 to maintain over the year. What's the capitalization rate?
You said it was worth what, 500?
Yep. So the purchase price we have as 500. Okay. And it brings in
50,000.
50,000 in rent. So is that the net operating income? Zoom? I see Darren's head nodding and shaking over here. What about you guys? Is this the net operating income?
Well, what about the 15,000 maintenance?
What do I do with that?
Subtract it from the 50,000.
Bingo. So what's my net operating income?
So you'll take 35,000 divided by 500.
Yep. So what's my capitalization rate?
Okay, got my calculator out, 7%.
That's great. That's a great capitalization rate right there.
Good.
So that's it. Does that help?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I kind of knew it, I guess this question, I just.
Yeah.
struggled with.
Yeah.
But it's basically the same thing, right? The property value is 130,000 and a cap rate of 7%. What would the value be if the cap rate were 10%? So you just do 10%.
So you would do it backwards.
Okay.
So let's work through that. What do we know? So we'll cross all this out real fast, so don't get confused.
Property value of 130,000.
130,000, that's purchase price?
Yeah, it's just saying that's what its value is, and then
Yep.
cap rate of 7%.
Okay, but we want to figure out what it would be at 10%, right?
Yep.
Something at 10%, so we're gonna do 10%. Okay. So we're trying to figure out what the net operating income is with this.
No, then it says, what
Okay.
would its value be if the cap rate were 10%? Yeah, it's weird, like it literally.
Oh,
If you already know your cost, you said the cost was 130, right?
It would be D, because you don't know what your monthly payment for.
Okay, I'll go look at what the answer, because it was telling me the answer was C, and I was like, what?
That, okay,
Because it, like you said, I don't think there was enough.
there's not, we don't,
Okay,
so if this, so it was 7% at 130, well, that's great,
yeah,
but like, what's it capitalizing on?
okay,
Does that make sense? So
yeah. So I'll go back and look at,
Yeah.
maybe I got off a lot.
I will tell you sometimes those books mark the wrong answer because they're human too, unfortunately. But need more information is what I would put down. And if anybody argued with you, I would go and argue for you
Okay,
and be like, but that doesn't make sense. Okay, real estate people are not math people. Just so everybody knows. Okay, who has another question? Otherwise, we can keep going through a few that I found, but I want to make sure that I answer your questions first. Okay, Darren, did you have one?
that's all I had.
Okay.
Mostly, I guess maybe I should dug hard with the, yeah.
No, that's fine.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
But
it's,
now it makes sense that you said that, so I'm like,
well, especially when they're like, oh, this is the answer. Well, no.
Okay.
There's, yeah, yep. The middle of the portion, the middle of the question is missing. Of the formula. Okay, let's talk about ROIs. What's an ROI?
Return on investment.
What's that? Say that again.
Return on investment.
Yes, perfect. I'm just gonna remind everybody, and this I do it all the time. Press your button down or go off mute and then talk. I like to jump in too. Give it a second. For some reason, it doesn't like to pick us all up on. But that's why I missed a word. Return on investment, exactly. How do we figure out what our return on investment is? What would that formula be? And it doesn't have to be a specific formula. I'm not looking for something specific, just we've all run businesses, we've all had to think about it.
how much you put down versus how much it creates an income.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So here's their fancy formula for everybody. You have your ROI here is your final value minus your initial. I'm not gonna write value again. all over your cost. Okay. Does everybody have their calculator out and ready? I'm gonna have you guys do this one, because I think you guys can get it. You purchase a property for $250,000. You then later sell it 10 years later for $280,000. What's your ROI percentage?
Percentage?
Yep.
12?
12%. It's that easy. Does that make sense to you guys on Zoom?
Can you explain how you got that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got, so you purchase the property for $250,000. Where should that go? Should it be your final value, your initial value, or your cost? Take a stab.
Your cost.
Okay. Where should the $280,000 go?
Final value.
Okay, where are we putting, what are we putting for the initial value?
Well, shoot, that should be 250.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep. So then you'll get a net of 30, and then you'll divide that by the 250.
Yep. So this turns into 30 grand. And here's a trick. Count zero. When you're in a hurry, count zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 3 divided by 25? 12.
12.
There you go.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always ask. If you don't know, always ask. Because I don't know what people remember from some high school, middle school, whenever we learned about this kind of stuff. Okay. I'm trying to figure out another good one. Oh goodness, no. Okay. All right, gross rent multiplier. That was something that somebody mentioned, the GRM, right? What does GRM stand for? Oh, I just said it, gross rent. What is that? Why do we care about that? Bueller?
How much money it grosses over the year?
Property's value. So we use the GRM to figure out property's value. So yes, essentially. It takes into account the annual income, annual rent income, and the property's purchase price. Okay. So here's your fancy little formula. Your purchase price. It could be also value. I'll put that down here too. Because let's say you've had this place for 20 years. Is the purchase price the same as the value at that point?
I would say yes.
No, because you've got appreciation in there.
Oh, yeah.
So if I bought a house for 10 grand, my grandfather's house that he bought 30 years ago he bought it for $85,000 in Richfield. Today he could sell it for $400,000. Okay, so his 85 grand was the original purchase price. His value is 400,000. Okay, so both of them would get a different answer. What you want is the most current dollar amount. So if he bought it this year, obviously you'd use purchase price. If he bought it 30 years ago, like he did, today you would use the value because it has appreciated so much. Does that make sense?
Sure does.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure.
Yeah. So on a test, will they give you the value or
They might. It
fact-
depends on what the question is.
right?
Right. So they might give you the GRM and the gross rental income and then ask you what the value is.
Right.
So
I like the circle diagrams.
yes. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll let you talk.
No, I was gonna say if that works for you, then you keep using those. Just know how those work because my brain doesn't work like that. It like jumbles them all up. But if
That's
it
been
works for
working
you,
for me really nicely right now.
fantastic. Then do that because almost all real estate agents know that one.
And it's just that I got to remember what all the formulas are for any given question because there's a
Yep.
lot of them.
Yes, there are. I need to remember too. Gross. What I would do is get some flashcards and put the formula on one side and then what the formula is on the other side.
Perfect. Good idea.
Yep. So that's the formula for your GRM, okay? So looking at that formula, let's say your value is 200,000. And your annual rent is 24,000. What's your GRM?
For a percentage or for
It is a decimal point because it's not a specific percentage.
12?
I can't, 8.3.
8.3. So 200,000 divided by 24,000.
Ah, I did it the other way.
Yep, that's okay. So why is a gross rent multiplier important? Why, as an investor, do I care about that?
If I remember right, if you know it's a certain gross rate multiplier, like anything over 6 or whatever, then you know that you're going to make money on it.
So I wouldn't get so stuck on the specific number. Excuse me. I'm also trying to eat some dinner here. What you want to do is find the gross rent multipliers for properties in the area. That way you know if you're charging too much or too little, where your home is valued, if it's the right value or not. Because all of that, if you're charging too much rent, people are going to stop coming to you for rent, right? They're going to be like, I can find it cheaper over there. Well, okay. Now you can look at amenities. Do you have better amenities than them? Sure. Okay. Maybe your GRM is a little bit higher. Great. Maybe it's lower. Whatever. That is why you want to know what that number is. Okay. A lower GRM is typically better. Yes. What that means is it means the property is actually undervalued, which is what I want. Are you guys ready for a few questions that you can do on your own? Do you have specific questions for the board that you want me to do? I've got some practice tests here, yeah?
I'll take questions. I don't really have anything.
Okay.
off the top of my head there.
Yeah. And what we can do is we'll run through some of these questions, and if you guys need them put out on the board or whatnot, we can do that too, okay? So don't hesitate to ask. I have the hiccups now. A client, okay, so here's question one. A client tells you he is willing to pay you 5% commission as long as he nets $250,000 on the sale of their home. To comply with her request, what would be the minimum listing price? And I actually don't even have a calculator. I'm gonna grab my phone.
Uh, 262.5.
Thank you. You were faster than I was. Yep. Do you guys have it on Zoom? I don't know if you can hear Darren.
I did not hear Darren.
Okay.
He wants to net 250.
He wants to sell his house for $250,000. Hmm. When you think you have the answer, let me know. I can also go over the answers for you too.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, absolutely. How you doing, Jolly? We are studying for their license exam.
Cool.
You want to see if you can get this question?
Sure.
So Jason Oliver is another agent on our team. So we will see how good he is.
Hi there.
We also have Zoom going. Yeah.
Oh.
There is Zoom on there, but I also need to cheat because I didn't print it off. Okay.
What's the question?
All right. Question. A client tells you he is willing to pay you 5% commission as long as he can sell his house for $250,000.
Okay.
To comply with the request, what is the minimum listing price? Just so you know, his eyes got wide. Yes, we can go over options right now.
So what I would do, can people hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so they want a net 250,
Mm-hmm.
but they want the commission rate's 5%.
Correct.
So I would take 250 and then divide by 0.95. So it'd be 263,157.
Okay. Did you guys hear that?
Yep.
Perfect. So 263,155. Mine automatically rounded up to 5.8. Depends on what your, the only reason, if it's cents, right?
Right.
Just pick the one that's closest on these tests. Okay.
I will never write a purchase agreement at 263,157 ever,
No,
unless the seller wants it.
I'm going in at 265.
Okay.
People, that's what I'm doing, just so you know. But that's your answer, and that's, there you go. So when the Minnesota State test says that, that's what you type in. Okay, a buyer's agent earned $2,400 commission on a sale. if the total commission paid on the deal was 5.5%, what was the sale price of the house? And I do have options too. So when you guys are ready for those, let me know. I'm guessing you might be able to just guess at them too.
Wait, say that again? I gotta drop it off.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's what?
Those two don't work. So
5.5%.
5.5 commission percentage. The commission paid was $2,400.
2,400.
Yep, $2,400 on the sale.
Figure out what the price was.
Yep, what was the sale price of the house? So our options are $480,000,
That's pretty close, but it's not that.
$43,636, $87,272, and $26,400.
I think it's 87,272.
That's what, so what's a way, if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to plug everything in, what's the fastest way to do this? You're in the test, you're nervous. What do?
Well, I would double this to an easy number, like 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's 10%, then whatever the number is, divide that by half, and that's pretty close to where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So 2,400 at 10% is 240, but since this is half of that, it would be more like in the 80s.
Yep. So what I would do is guess and check. Take 5.5% because you get a calculator,
Right.
5.5% to figure all those out. Super
Right.
easy.
So what were the four answers?
$4,800,000.
48,000.
480,000. Is that what I said?
480. Yep.
4 zeros. I don't know.
Yep.
Anyways, I don't know what I said. $43,636.
Okay.
$87,272.
Mm-hmm.
2,600, 400. 2,640. Yep.
So whatever you could bang through that, and that's
Yep.
0.055 times each of these,
Yep.
and then that could do that.
So what do you guys have for an answer?
I think it's 43.
43,636.
Beautiful.
So I was wrong.
I don't know why, but I lost you. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Can you see me now?
I've got some kind of a report that came up. I don't know if I hit something on my, let me try to hit escape.
I don't know.
I can hear it, I just can't see anything. You know what,
Okay.
I'm gonna try logging off and I'll come back in.
Okay, sounds good. Not a problem.
Okay.
We'll be here till 7:30.
Okay, hold on.
All right. All right. What is the value? Sorry, Darren, did that make sense to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
A little
you-
bit yes or a little bit no.
Good
Well,
clarification.
I just took 2,400 divided by 5.5%.
Mhm.
With 43,000.
You could do that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Done.
That's a lot faster.
That is a lot faster. Yeah, that's the way that you should go.
My kids and their math.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Oh, I've heard about stories about kids in their math classes. Okay, next one. Woo! I'm getting excited. All right. What is the value of an investment that is paying $695 per month at 7.5%. So Darren, what are we dealing with right now? What's that 7.5%?
That's the cap,
Mm-hmm.
and it's netting.
Yep.
I get 10,500. 10,500. Yeah, right?
So the answers are 112,000 and change, 111,000, 111,200, and 111 and 420.
So E, none of the above.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's paying monthly?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep. $695 per month.
okay.
And what
Yep.
was the 7?
7.5%.
Oh, 7.
Yep. So if you're looking at that formula that we used earlier, that was using annual, just multiply it by 12. The 695 by 12. Did I just confuse you?
No, is it 111?
I don't know, I have to do it myself.
I got 111,200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you took the 690 times 12 and then divide by 0.075.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yep, perfect. So this one I'm using, this little question sheet I'm using now doesn't actually give us the answers. It's just, what are they? And then they'll tell us how right we were afterwards. I don't know if I like it. All right. Question 4. If a property sold for $450,000 and rents at $1,500 a month, what should a property renting at $1,800 a month sell for?
Just gross generalizations.
Yes. Just so you guys on Zoom know, when we hear questions like that, when we actually know what goes into finding these, makes us twitch a little. There's a lot more that goes into it. Look what happens to be up here, guys. This might apply to this question. Okay, you guys want to know the options we have for an answer? Okay, our possible answers are $540,000, $480,000, $400,000, or $500,000.
$500, but I came up with something more than that.
Okay, what did you come up with?
540?
That was an option.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was the first option. Yep, perfect. That's exactly what it would be. All right.
Is it 450?
It was 540.
But 450.
450 was the initial property.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. So the property renting at 1,800 would be the 540 property. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Are you guys ready? The Bowmans accepted an offer 10% below their listing price of $259,000. They paid a 3% commission to their broker. What was the sale price of their home?
Trick question.
Which portion is a tricky part?
What did they sell their home for?
That's the question. What was
No,
it?
I'm sorry, you said 10% at what? 249,
259.
259.
Yep, they listed at 259. They accepted something 10% below their list price. And they paid 3% in commissions. This is a question very much like what's going to be on the test for you. Let me know when you have it, LP. Right now, just one. All right. I'm going to give you guys a couple of options. The 4 answers. The first one, $6,993. $233,100. $240,093. Or $252,700. Which one is right? What do you have, Darren?
233, one.
How come?
Because 90% of 259.
Bingo. What about the 3%?
That's not what it's asking for.
There we go. It's a little tricky, huh?
Yeah.
So the 3% is irrelevant.
Correct. The 3%.
Yes.
The
Okay, I got the-
3% is just the commission, and so the 3% is what would be off the 233.
Okay, because I got 233, 100 too.
Beautiful.
But then I was thinking, well, what do I do with the 3%?
Nothing. It's extra information you don't need.
Ah, man, they're very tricky.
Yes,
Tricky.
they are.
Oof.
Yes. Do not skip ahead. Do not skim. Read the question in its entirety. Read the answers and then read the question one more time. Just to make sure you actually know what they're asking.
Just pass the
Then
test. Just pass the test.
that's the job. And then come to us and we'll help you figure everything out. All right. A broker has negotiated with a seller a 4% commission based on net proceeds. The home sold for $325,000. And the expenses to sell the home totaled $24,000. What was the commission amount paid?
You say net proceeds?
Mm-hmm. With the seller commission based on net proceeds. By the way, you don't do that.
Ever.
Period. Done. Amen. Ask us how we feel about that.
Are you asking to find out how much the commission was?
Yes. What was the commission amount paid? So it was 4%.
12,000?
Go ahead.
12,040?
What'd you get, Darren?
12,040.
Perfect. Yep, exactly. So how did you guys get there? I want to make sure that it wasn't a lucky guess.
Cost of the house minus the expenses to sell it.
Beautiful. All right. Last question on this chunk. A property listed at 500,000 sold for 5% below the listing price. What did the property sell for? Okay, this is easy compared to some of the ones we were doing earlier.
$475.
Yep. I see heads shaking up here too. Okay, they actually had one more for us. Okay, Sales agent Ross has a 60-40 split with his broker. He just sold a home for $220,000, which paid a 3% commission. How much money did Ross make?
Does it say who gets 60?
Ross was the 60, I'm assuming.
That's what it's implying here, yes.
That Ross gets how much?
60.
$39.60.
Yep. Beautiful. Okay, what questions do you guys have? Do you guys have any questions for Jason since he's sitting right here? Somebody else, a different voice? Oh, sorry, he was voluntold and then told me no, so never mind. And he's not helpful at all when he's in the office either.
Just pass the test.
Bag, borrow, steal to pass the test. That's, yep. All right, questions, LP? Concerns?
I have so many questions,
Good.
but I don't know where to start. This was good. This was good practice for me.
Good.
And I think the flashcards is going to be a good. In fact, I think
Mhm.
Olivia said you guys have some, so I'm going to ask her about that.
We did. I don't know where they went. They got borrowed so many times that we forget who
Oh.
had them last.
Okay, gotcha.
So I would suggest making your own.
Got it. I
Yep.
have some, so I will do that.
Beautiful. I should just do it. I should just make my own.
They're under somewhere floating.
I know. We just can't find them. So
Well, that'll be good study though. Making them
Mhm.
myself will be a good study practice. So
yes.
I do have a question as far as the first test now that I finished course 1,
Yeah.
the proctored exam. Do I have to like sign up for that or?
So at some, you can go to, okay. Let me start over. I believe you can still take the proctored exam online and have somebody like watch you through Zoom.
Okay.
Really creepy. I think you can do that. Otherwise, you can like go to a library, or they do have proctor testing centers that you can do too. Honestly, I would just do something like that. Because yeah, okay, they're watching you, but they're not like sitting there watching you through a screen.
Right. Okay. Do you know where like the closest center is? Just look online.
Yeah, I would just look online. I
Okay.
don't. Yeah.
But that's what you would recommend is
Yeah.
do the center.
Yeah, it's gonna be the less creepy, easiest
Yeah.
option, I think.
Yeah, because them looking, staring at me is kind of creepy.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, that's all I got for now.
Beautiful. If you have any other questions, what I would recommend is there we go. Writing them down, taking a notebook, post-it notes, whatever. You can always text me, email me, whatever. I'm happy to answer, not just on Tuesday nights, but some that can wait until Tuesday. Sometimes it's good because then we got something to talk about.
True. Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Do we
That's
know
it?
next Tuesday's subject matter?
We did we do state last week? I think we did. I don't either. I think we did state last week, so we'll probably do national. But quite frankly, if that's just kind of a guide for us, we can do whatever we want.
Sure.
I mean, if somebody came in here and they were like, I got a really big question on the national portion, and everybody was like, yeah, let's just talk about that. Great, then that's what we would talk about. I have no problem switching up what we talk about based on the needs of the group.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. You have a great night. I'm gonna let you go a few minutes early, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you then.
Bye, LP.
Bye.